Alright guys, so with the PvE tier list updated, we are going to be updating the PvP arena tier list for May 2025 with the release of Eternal Sugar as well as Pavlova Cookie. So the arena meta is kind of on a rampage right now, going all up and down and craziness. So this, honestly speaking, is not going to be set in stone, but based on what we have so far, I am going to be updating it, and then of course with it following, I am going to be making some guides as well as review videos for those specific comps, so please watch out for them. But yeah, just keep in mind that the arena right now is kind of going crazy, especially with the release of Eternal Sugar and a lot of no tank comps actually being in place. But let's get into it, and just keep in mind that this is also still going to be based on my opinion as well as my experience inside of the pure vanilla server mainly. And yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, obviously we have the D tier, and again we are looking out for that raspberry cookie magic candy slash rework, and potentially a possible Tiger Lily magic candy as well. But it does look like the rework is going to be mainly for raspberry, so we're watching out for that one. And most likely, if that does happen with this new steel elements, we are going to be seeing a raspberry cookies rise to a possible meta. So we'll see how that goes, but as of right now, still going to be in that D tier. Alright guys, so moving on to the C tier is going to be the same here with Red Velvet all the way down to Candy Diver. And then we also do have the B tier from Clotted Cream down to Oyster, and then Pomegranate down to our Carol. And then we also do have the A tier from Hollaberry Regular Non-Awakened all the way down to Black Sapphire. We have Mozzarella down to Herb, and then lastly with BTS. So obviously the cookie that we are heavily looking out for is gonna be our Hollaberry Awakened. Alright, which is going to be coming out in less than 3 weeks now. So we are going to be looking out for her awakened form, and with it, most likely this whole quote-unquote non-tank meta is going to be disappearing, and then we are going to have Hollaberry Awakened really just out there dominating the arena, at least as a tank. I don't know how much damage she is going to do, but hopefully as a solid tank, she is going to be able to keep that front line steady, as well as support in the back line so that the team is able to survive. And we'll have to see how that turns out inside of the arena once that does come out, because at least according to the PD, she is supposed to be the quote-unquote literally the best tank, and also looking out for her design as well according to what we have gotten leaked as well. Alright, next one is gonna be our S tier from the regular pure vanilla all the way down to blueberry pie, and then we also do have pastry down to our peppermint. Alright, so none of these cookies are really going to change here either. Pretty much all of the same stuff, especially with the new cookies coming out now. The older cookies are not really having too much of a time to kind of go up and down and stuff like that. So we'll see how any of these cookies turn out to be, if any changes do come out. Alright guys, now moving on to the SS tier is gonna be from our Wind Archer now, who has fallen off, and we also do have Elder Fairy and Financier also joining this tier all the way down to, sadly, Cream Ferret now. Alright, so these cookies have definitely fallen down. And you guys might be wondering, hey HyRool, I've heard that Rebel as well as Rockstar kind of being used for the arena. Yes, they are being used, but I wouldn't necessarily call them quote-unquote meta. They are going to be used. They are specific comps right now that are utilizing these two cookies, but they are going to be very, I would say limited. The only one I would say kind of is available inside of the meta would be Rebel, but as of right now I will put it as the SS tier. But there are definitely one-shot comps being used now. But let's go into the actual meta tier now, and that is gonna be starting with the next, our newest cookie, Eternal Sugar down to Snapdragon Cookie. So you guys can see right over here that Eternal as well as Shadow Milk, Fire Spirit, Burning Spice, as well as Pure Vanilla Awaken, Golden Cheese Awaken, Vampire, Mystic Flower, and Snapdragon are going to be in this tier. So as of right now, the one that is being used a little less is going to be our Burning Spice. Obviously, because I did talk about that there is right now no tank cons being used. But still, I would say going to be really good inside of the arena compared to someone like, Dark Cacao, Elder Fairy, Financier, Crimson Coral, as well as Stormbringer and all the other epics as well, still being used. Definitely comboed up with someone like Fire Spirit, but because of the fact that yes, there are going to be no tank comps right now. Burning Spice is definitely being used less than before, but still, I would say going to be seen a lot still within the arena meta. But let's talk about the main thing here, guys. So there are two cookies that has come up into the arena meta, and that is going to be with Vampire as well as Mystic Flower. So as of right now, because of the fact that Eternal Sugar has been added, and then combined with someone like Fire Spirit and Shadow Milk, the amount of burst damage right now that is inside of the arena is absolutely insane. And right now, a lot of the comms without the next release of Hollow Awaken is pretty much blowing up every single time, especially now with the jewelry box treasure added, because that even adds a weakness debuff to the enemies as well. So the focus now is going to be someone like Snapdragon, who just doesn't die and constantly heals and buffs up the team, or having someone like, you know, Vampire, who's able to go and revive, activate the insignia heal, also able to, if you guys are using the vial, activate that as well, and then also just become that support type of a cookie. And then we have Mystic Flower, who yes does die as well, but is able to constantly go and heal, provide buffs and stuff like that, even though she is dead. So although Pure Vanilla right now is still being used and still is great, Pure Vanilla has one benefit, that is going to be the extra team buff that he does give when he is chosen as the leader, as well as he does have that revive and some extra heal and things like that. But Mr. Flower now has that ability to still heal even though she is dead, compared to someone like Pure Vanilla, who might just use the skill once and die off and is pretty much it, alright, or wait 7 seconds to have another cookie revive. So right now the combo is something like Vampire and Mystic Flower, so that you are able to utilize the heal from the Vampire's insignia as well as the revive, and then Mystic Flower, who is able to also just heal and use skill once in a while, and then allow the rest of the cookies, which is mainly going to be Mystic Flower, Shadow Milk, and Fire Spirit, to do the damage that they need to and survive inside of the arena. And right now, without a doubt, the treasure that is being used a lot, or going to be something like the scroll, insignia, jewelry box, as well as, you know, things like the vial and the jelly watch and things like that still. So just keep that in mind. But right now, you are definitely going to have a lot of the arena comps being up and down because of the fact that, again, there is no stable tank except for something like Burning Spice. But even Burning Spice is having a hard time dealing with a lot of the damage that is coming out from Eternal Sugar and, you know, our Shadow Milk, additional to someone like Fire Spirit. So we'll have to see if the arena meta does settle down once Hollow Awaken does come out. And then lastly, let's add in our Pavlova. Pavlova is gonna be inside of, in my opinion, maybe the S tier or the A tier. I honestly want to put Pavlova in the S tier because of the skill, but just keep in mind, a lot of these epic cookies are just so hard to survive, and just even able to, like, you know, use the skill once because of someone like, you know, Eternal Sugar, someone like Shadow Milk, just absolutely obliterating them inside of the first turn. So they are hard to use, but at least according to the skill, right, if we do have something like the Epic Omni Arena come back as well, I have a feeling Pavlova is going to be great. Charm, crit damage up, as well as able to put weakness debuff, attack down, defense down. So I want to put Pavlova in the S tier, at least according to the skill. But that is pretty much what we have for this arena, guys. Again, we do have Rockstar and Rebel still being used here and there, but mainly these are the ones that you are going to be seeing. I would say Rebel kind of can be in here too with the Burning Spice. So just that's interchangeable. You guys can let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. But that is what we have right now. And again, we are looking out for that Raspberry and Hollow Awaken once that does come out with the next big update. But that's pretty much what I have for you guys for the PvP tier list. Hope you guys found the video helpful. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video.